Alright, what's up guys? So today we're playing on Zarya's Poison Rogue build, and I've made a couple slight changes just to make it easier for everybody to play this build without having to worry about the inherents on the rings. Before, I had 10% below cap on the cold resistance, but as you can see, all my resistances are now capped, and I don't have to worry about it. In his version, you have to get a inherent cold resistance on one of your rings. I hated that. I bought so many rings and tried to get them tempered and masterworked and everything else, and I just couldn't do it. Couldn't get it done. So I decided to make the change. Now, one thing that I like about this is that we did pick up this imbued damage from this change. In his version, he comes up here and takes this over and takes Deadly Ambush. He rotates it like that, and he comes over here and takes Ambush, and you get a couple extra little damage reduction from enemies affected by your traps. I don't think that that's necessarily needed, because you can come down here and instead of taking ambush up here, we just continue off of this node that was already there, and we just come right down here, grab Layrana's Instincts, and we still use ambush, but we gain the, I think it's 10.5% all added together. I'll let you guys do the math on that. But then we also gain another little bit of damage after dodging, which we dodge so frequently with this build that this is basically going to be up all the time. We also gain that imbued damage here, so even more damage from puncture and from our shadow imbuement. This is really nice for bosses because the bottom half of shadow imbuement is if the imbuement expires, it still affects the boss. If it doesn't, and they actually die with the shadow imbuement, then they explode for all the damage. So the higher that we can get that, the more raw damage we're also putting out versus stunned enemies or crowd controlled enemies. So you're still going to be doing pretty decent boss damage just with shadow imbuement with this version, even if they're not stunned or staggered. Now, what did we lose in order to get this done? The only thing we really lost is 8% life. His version has these 8% life boards maxed out. Mine does not. Then we also lost 7.5% damage to crowd control, because this is the way that he originally came. Or this is the way that he originally came, but I also stole one from here. But I'm sure you guys are probably wanting to see how it does. Well, I'll show you. As you can see, once we get it all scaled up and actually stay on the boss instead of accidentally hitting dash, we're getting 400 mil poison ticks on regular enemies. We change this over to a single boss. We're over 1 billion damage. And this is on the training demo. You get even higher damage numbers in the pits. I just ran a Pit 101 and my damage numbers were somewhere close to 2 billion. I actually saw a couple over 2 billion. So this version is working fantastic. So much fun to play. And I'll show you guys some video footage of some Pit 101's speedruns. Hope you guys enjoy.